What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a very interesting video where we have a financial expert claiming that Liverpool owners FSG have no interest in football and they just want to maximize their profits, and they are open, they are interested still in selling Liverpool FC, and they only care about, the highest bidder. They bought Liverpool in 2010 for just 300 million pounds, and if they could sell Liverpool for 2 billion pounds or something near that figure, they would be interested in selling to the right owners. And FSG's long-term business plan, according to this financial expert, is to flip Liverpool for a profit on the 300 million pounds they paid for the club back in 2010. So how does that make you feel when you hear that FSG have no interest in football and they want to sell Liverpool Football Club? Let me know in the comments below, because of course I have very strong feelings, very strong emotions about the owners, especially after they netted like a 40 million pound profit in the summer transfer window. Even though Liverpool have started the season pretty well under new coach Arne, I still worry if Liverpool will be hit with some injuries, how thin our squad is, because I think we still needed to sign a defensive midfielder and a left back. Those are the two really big gaping holes in the team. Federico Chiesa is a great signing, Mamadashvili as well, a great signing for the future, but we needed more, and FSG only do the bare minimum in my opinion. And the Premier League's TV rights and Liverpool's commercial strategy has exploded so much that the owners can expect, the FSG can expect a 10 or 15x return, 15 times return on their investment if they sold Liverpool. And John Henry, FSG's biggest individual shareholder with around a 40% sale, still believe there is untapped value in football and that Liverpool's price can go even higher. So guys, if you enjoy these type of videos, make sure to leave a like and leave your thoughts down below. What do you think about the Liverpool owners FSG? FSG sold an unspecified stake in a Liverpool Football Club to the private equity firm Dynasty Equity from the USA, and that was for approximately 150 million pounds, but still Liverpool FC haven't seen any of that investment. These kind of trades and portfolio restructurings are the bread and butter for FSG, whose whole sports empire has several teams and several stakes in sports institutions. Their portfolio is worth more than 12 billion pounds. So it's not like signing a 50, 60, 70 million pound midfielder would have broken the bank of FSG. And in this video, we will take a look at the opinion of Kieran Maguire, who is Liverpool University's football finance lecturer, Price of Football author. And he said that FSG are currently in talks with the Newcastle owners, Saudi Arabia, and the public investment fund of Saudi Arabia, because Liverpool, FSG doesn't only invest in Liverpool, they also own the Boston Red Sox, the Pittsburgh Penguins, they have a stake in NASCAR, and they have a property portfolio, and they recently invested in the PGA Tour. And it has been a very turbulent time in golf. I'm not sure if you follow golf, I don't really follow golf, but I heard that Saudi Arabia backed Lift Golf completely disrupted the golf scene, because they went directly against PGA Tour, and they actually took a lot of golfers away from the PGA Tour by offering them ludicrous amounts of money to compete in their events instead of the PGA Tour's events. And the Saudi Public Investment Fund that owns Newcastle United have spent billions on this rival series, but they are now in negotiations with the PGA Tour about a potential £3 billion merger. And how might this affect FSG, and how might this affect the way they run Liverpool? In terms of these talks, this is a marriage of inconvenience, said Maguire. Live Golf is watched by next to nobody. It has meaningless competitions, and it has fractured the sport of golf, all while making individual elite golfers even more wealthy than they were previously. Getting involved with this for FSG is purely down to to money, purely down to their bottom line. They see this as they see all their sports investments. It is a means of generating income and profit. And given the repairs that have to be made in the sport of golf, there are opportunities in bridging this divide, the reconciliation. This would not impact PIF as their focus is very much on building Newcastle as a brand. So FSG want to get involved with golf as well. If their investment is going to continue at present levels, it would be difficult for them to have a formal relationship with Liverpool given the constraints of owning more than one club in a single country, unless of course that country is Saudi Arabia. And you know that the Premier League has already allowed state-owned football clubs. So would you be happy if Saudi Arabian investment fund bought a stake in Liverpool? I certainly wouldn't be happy about it. But I want FSG to be more ambitious. But so far they haven't shown any indication that they would be really putting winning trophies above anything else. They only care about their profits, and they wouldn't really invest into Liverpool enough to make them really, really successful. Because I think there were transfer windows where if Liverpool bought one more player that we really needed, it would have been the difference between Liverpool finishing second or winning the title. And who knows what will happen this season, but I hope not signing a defensive midfielder won't be the reason why Liverpool failed to win a trophy this season. And Everton bidder John Textor also name-checks Liverpool in a financial fair play rant, which I want to talk about in this video as well. But first, I want to hear your opinion. What do you think about FSG being in talks with Saudi Arabia over golf investments and over, potentially selling Liverpool as well? Would you be happy if Liverpool was sold to another owners? I think unless we know those owners will be better than FSG, we can't be sure. It's at the moment Liverpool are run very well, maybe a little bit too stringently, but still Liverpool are a very well run club. You can't argue with that. And Liverpool have had the most successful period in the last 20 years under Jurgen Klopp. Hopefully we can have another successful period under Arne in the next 5 years, but that will be dependent on how much FSG are willing to invest, how much money are they willing to offer Salah, Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, how much money are they going to invest in the transfer market. But, it's dangerous to wish for new owners, even though I want Liverpool to win more trophies than they are winning. That can't come above the values of the football club and above, how we want Liverpool to be run. I don't want Liverpool to be run like Newcastle United or like Man City or even like Chelsea. I just want Liverpool to spend a little bit more money in the transfer market and to be more ambitious in the transfer market, to show everyone that we want to win titles and we want to win the Premier League. Arsenal have spent more money than Liverpool. Brighton have spent, Aston Villa have spent more money than Liverpool. Even West Ham in the last 10 years, West Ham have a higher net spend than Liverpool. How is that even possible? I mean, yes, Liverpool sold a lot of players for a lot of money, but still Liverpool should have a higher net spend than West Ham United. I don't think that's an outrageous statement to make. Now let's talk about John Textor and what he said about, FFP and PSR. So Textor is a staunch critic of the profit and sustainability rules, which used to be called financial fair play. He said, let's start with the definition of financial fair play. It seems obvious. Everyone wants fair play. That's not what the term means in Europe. If you go to my website, you will see that I talk about it. The term financial fair play is a fraud because it's not fair enough. It says that teams can only spend 75% of their revenue on player salaries. It's a rule in Europe that was made to allow the big teams with their big brands like Liverpool, Manchester United to spend more money. He has a point, but also you can't allow what Man City have done, you can't allow what Chelsea have done to happen anymore because owners are so irresponsible. I mean, it was only because of fan outrage that the European Super League didn't happen. The owners of Liverpool and Manchester United wanted the European Super League, remember. And Kieran Maguire said this about Textor's bombastic approach to calling out financial fair play. Whilst populist, John Textor's snarky comments with regards of FFB do have a ring of truth. Financial fair play rules have nothing to do with fairness. And profit and sustainability rules have nothing to do with profit and sustainability. We have seen this with some of the transactions made by clubs with the sole aim of circumventing the rules and therefore making a mockery of this idea. I don't think his comments will cause friction within the Premier League, given that there is already dissent among clubs like Newcastle and Aston Villa. I suspect Textor wants to put Everton in that bracket if he does succeed with the takeover. So he's a potential new owner of Everton. The takeover hasn't gone through yet. Liverpool are more likely to have greater cost control because FSG have no interest in football but a lot of interest in making money. Having stricter spending rules is one way of achieving that. Liverpool's wage budget was £373 million per year in the last financial accounts, and FSG's main concern is a return on investment as opposed to success on the pitch. It's easy to see why this is their stance, claims Maguire, and this is why I'm worrying. Will Liverpool offer big enough contracts for Van Dijk, Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold so they sign new contracts, or will they just penny pinch again and try to lowball them and think they will sign a new contract anyway because Liverpool want to lower their wage bill? I think we already did by letting Thiago and Matip go. They were two very high salary players. Thiago was on 250k per week. Matip was on like 150k per week. So Liverpool, their replacement signed. I mean, we didn't sign a replacement directly for either of them, but yeah, Chiesa doesn't earn as much, and we also sold a lot of fringe players who were on good salaries as well. John Henry, Kieran Maguire continued, is used to operating in an American franchise model where the ultimate objective is to make money. When all of the ducks are lined up in a row, you can understand why cost control works so well in American sports. The added advantage is that there is no leakage into other markets. You either play in the NBA or the NFL, or you don't play in those big leagues. There is no market for Europe, for example. These are American sports. Not really true, because there is a market in Europe, but it's just a lot smaller. An NBA player can't go to Europe and earn anywhere near the same salary, same as the NFL. An NFL hockey player can't go to Russia or to Europe and earn anywhere near the same salary. The same is not true in the Premier League. So if there is a cost control system introduced that sees, for example, Liverpool play lower wages than some clubs in Europe, expect a leakage of players to other leagues. However, the Premier League has such a huge advantage over other leagues in terms of its broadcast and commercial deals that I think this is a long way off from happening. John Henry will be frustrated that Liverpool's popularity is probably greater than ever, but the club is not reflecting that in terms of profitability, because you have to pay high wages to big players if you want to compete at the top level. That's why Liverpool don't have high profit margins. But John Henry is a very smart man. I'm sure he sees cost control as a way of switching the dynamics of negotiations away from the players and giving owners a further advantage. This last sentence is what worries me, that the owners, FSG, won't give big new salaries to Van Dijk, Salah and Trent. But I hope I'm wrong. I'm just worrying about that because I don't want Liverpool to let go any of these top 3 players. And according to reports, John Henry is exploring this significant investment venture into a potential partnership with the Saudi Arabian owners of Newcastle United, the PIF, which investment will be worth over £800 million. And FSG are actively seeking new investments across various sports. Recently, FSG made headlines for their £2.3 billion investment into the PGA Tour, and now ongoing talks with the Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund have raised eyebrows because PIF owns 85% of Newcastle United, and they have been a key player in global sports investments, including backing Live Golf. According to ESPN, the collaboration between FSG and PIF is centered on ventures beyond football, particularly in golf, where both groups are already influential. So this will just make Liverpool fans more angry and more frustrated towards FSG. You can spend £2.3 billion into the PGA Tour. You can spend another £800 million into Live Golf, but you can't spend like 70 million on a new midfielder because Zubimendi said no to Liverpool. I mean, I think that's a big risk. What if a big injury happens to Gravenberch or McAllister? Will Wataru or Curtis Jones play in their positions? They will be a big downgrade, in my opinion. You can't argue that Curtis Jones is not as good as McAllister. Endo is not as good as Gravenberch. Gravenberch has been world class this season. I will put my neck on the line and say Gravenberch has been world class this season. He has improved so much from last season because he has so much confidence. The manager put so much confidence in him and he's playing every week. He has a rhythm and he is fantastic. So God forbid we get an injury to either of these players. And they picked up knocks last season. Hopefully they won't this season. But, Liverpool entered a managerial transition period with Arne Slot replacing Jurgen Klopp. And despite this, Arne Slot, I think, hasn't really been backed in the transfer market. Signing Chiesa for 10 million is a brilliant piece of business, but Arne Slot asked for a defensive midfielder. And I think we should have sold Endo and bought somebody like Alan Varela from Porto. He would have been fantastic. But maybe Liverpool are hoping that we would have a Zubimendi level midfielder become available in January, which is highly unlikely. But let's see until January where Liverpool finish. And I just also wanted to show you this graphic that Liverpool defended very well against Milan. They only allowed Milan 8 shots and only 2 shots on target, 0.3 XG and 19 touches inside the box. So Liverpool's defending was back to their best. And Arne Slot's 4-2-3-1 out-of-possession system was so effective and compact again. AC Milan just couldn't create high-quality chances. As you can see on this graphic, Liverpool defend and counter-press in a 4-2-4 formation, which basically Jota and Szoboszlai are pressing the 2 centre-backs, and then the full-backs are pressed by Salah and Gakpo, and Gravenberch and McAllister are marking the 2 midfielders Fofana and Loftus-Cheek. So Milan didn't really have an out ball from defense. They could only put long balls forward, which Konate and Van Dijk, they are imperious in the air. They gobbled those up with ease, and I think it has been an absolute masterclass of defending from Liverpool. And also Liverpool's record in the San Siro is incredible. Liverpool are the only away side to play Champions League games, multiple Champions League games, and to win every single one. That is an incredible record. Out of all the teams who played more than one game at the San Siro as an away team in the Champions League, Liverpool are the only team to win every single one. We played 2 against AC Milan. We won both of them in 2021 and 2024, 2-1 win and 3-1 win, and we played twice against Inter Milan in 2008 and 2022, and we won both without conceding a goal. So that is an amazing record, and hats off to Liverpool for this. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.